Hi Wish Nation, welcome back to another video. It's time for me to make the video that every artist YouTuber has made and face the mob that might follow. Today I'm tackling my interpretation of the characters from Hazbin Hotel. Ever since the first season, many artists have taken the opportunity to redesign the cast, my favorite so far being done by Mepity here on YouTube. Her 2-hour-long video went super in-depth on the principles of character design and how she made her decisions when redesigning the Hazbin Hotel characters. It was a very informative video and I highly suggest watching it if you haven't already. Not that she needs me to shout her out or anything. Now it's my turn to oceanify these characters and you will enjoy it. Disclaimer, this is for fun. I don't think any of my design choices are particularly innovative or special. So many artists have interpreted these characters in more concise and thought out ways. Also, I don't support the creator and have pirated both seasons of Hazbin Hotel. This video is not free of critique of the show, so if you cannot handle that, please click off now. Without further ado, let's get started. I'll be redesigning the main cast and 2 of the V's, Vox and Velvet. In total, 8 characters. We will be starting off with Charlie Morningstar, our questionable main character. She's known for optimism, cheerful personality, and being the princess of hell, but having absolutely no authority over her own people. Her 2 main motifs that I'm aware of are goat-like features and the look of a porcelain doll / puppet. For my rendition, I decided to lean into the goat features, giving her fluffy ears and hooves. I much prefer Pilot Charlie's color palette, more muted / pastel tones paired with her dark pants. As for her outfit, I wanted a more business casual vibe. I gave her a white turtleneck under her suit jacket as opposed to a button-up shirt and a bow tie, which the 20 other characters in the show wear. While I think the girl boss look suits Charlie because of her hotel owner status, she often doesn't actually do any work within the hotel, especially in season 2. Making her a rounder, softer character not only makes her stand out from sinners, but also creates some contrast between her and Vaggie, which I think looks neat. I didn't really consider making Charlie shorter and rounder body-wise because I wanted to keep the height difference she has with Vaggie, but I've seen other artists do it and I think it looks cute on her. I don't hate Charlie's original design. I think it's simple but solid, so I feel like I didn't end up changing that much. Next is Vaggie, an ex-exorcist struggling with identity issues because she has been written to be anything but Charlie's loving and helpful girlfriend. I like her conceptually, but both her pilot and current design fall short for me. She's supposedly based on a moth, which I didn't feel was relevant enough to keep in my design. Watch that bite me in the ass later. I made her stockier and thicker because she's a skilled fighter. Though I wanted to keep the femininity we see in her design with her large bow and personal style of skirts and dresses. I felt it was necessary to give her an eye patch opposed to her odd floating X. 1, because I like eye patches. 2, it gives off some ruggedness that matches her personality. As well as changing out her long gloves for short, fingerless ones. I used a lot of colors from her pilot design since I enjoyed the cooler toned grays more than the Hazbin Hotel Red TM. Vaggie's skin was slightly darkened for the sake of my mental health. I did this for practically anyone who had a weird ambiguous gray skin tone, because I just don't enjoy the way that looks. I wasn't planning on giving her darker hair as well, but I enjoyed how it looked, so bam. Not a business casual look suited Vaggie because she also works at the hotel, but I kept her pilot socks, because they're cute, and gave her some dark pointed boots. I missed Vaggie's more alternative style, but I'm not sure I fixed that entirely in my new design. Maybe at some point I can draw her in a different outfit, but for now, here she is. We have one of my favorites up next. It's Angel Dust. He's a sexy spider, an adult film star with a tragic life and afterlife. He had a pretty important role in both seasons, and a surprisingly gut-wrenching plot twist in season 2. I think Supab might have a fetish for putting this guy through the worst possible scenarios. Truthfully, I've loved Angel since the pilot. His design is so nice. I like the pink, and I think it suits him. I know a lot of people favor his old concept look, which has a more mob boss aesthetic and looks more intimidating. I do think that's a side of Angel we don't get to see much in the current show. I actually remember there being an official comic where Angel Dust fights the shark gang. Is that still canon? I remember liking it a lot. I don't know. Is this OG has-been watcher elite ball knowledge? Anyways, I like that Angel is somewhat feminine, so I didn't change that about him. My redesign is self-indulgent, because it's even more pink. I think his OG suit design is fine, I just wanted to accentuate his silhouette, so I changed it up a bit. Kept his choker, but got rid of the bow tie. The biggest thing I adjusted other than his outfit was his eye placement. A lot of people have said they don't realize Angel is supposed to be a spider, and that his other set of eyes aren't noticeable and or look like freckles. Which is valid, and it might kind of be on purpose, but I decided to make his eyes more visible. I took inspiration from other spider characters, more specifically Muffet from Undertale, and I practically stole her eye placement. I also wanted his body markings to be a bit more visible, so I added a few more on his body. His shoes are also different, but I don't have a reason for this, I thought it just looked neat. Did you guys know that I want character design to be my job and I suck at explaining my choices and process? Yeah. Anyways, thanks for letting me indulge myself and draw this freak. Sometimes I wish he was my OC. Another one of my favorites, Husk, the bartender of the hotel, a man of his own vices, which include gambling and drinking. He tends to be the only reasonable one in the main cast, and he really cares for Angel. I really like the content of him in season 2. Not only did he get a fire solo song, but he also got to show off his powers while fighting the bees. I love his fighting style so much, which actually influences why I wanted to keep his wings in my redesign. In the beginning, I didn't change much of his design. I knew I wanted him to be chubbier, especially in the tummy area, and I wanted more of his cat features to shine through, because one of my friends thought he was supposed to be a husky at some point. This is one thing about has-been designs that really bothers me, and is a constant problem across the board. Pop has a really hard time nailing down the character inspirations and having them show through enough to make an impact to the designs. There's too much subtlety that causes people not to get what is supposed to be portrayed. Alastor is a key example of this, since many don't even realize he has deer features because of how small they are in his design, i.e. his antlers. Back to Husk, I did a lot of simplifying since his OG design is a little bit busy for my taste. The big wings, the bushy feathered tail, his long eyebrows, and top hat were all things I was willing to sacrifice, but knew I'd be losing some of his uniqueness in the process. I tossed a few ideas at the wall, trying different outfits and making the wings a bit bigger. I didn't know how well this worked, but I liked how it looked. Next were colors. Husk has 3 main colors, black, red, and white. While I understand this is probably referencing playing cards and their usual color schemes, a lot of other has-been characters have these colors within their design as their main colors. I wanted to have some variety, so I ended up landing on having purple and gold be his accent colors alongside the necessary black, grays, and whites. I like how it looks, but I could understand if people were a bit apprehensive about this change. I mean, I kind of am too. I enjoy my rendition, but please share your thoughts below. Is purple a good choice for Husk, or did I get a bit too ambitious? Now we have Nifty. In the show, she is a chaotic hotel maid, often violent and used for comedic effect. Her original design is fine, but once again, she's supposed to be a bug demon who was a Japanese housewife before she died. All elements that don't really shine through with design choices. I knew I'd be changing quite a bit, especially her hairstyle and colors, so I got straight into it. I thought a Hime style cut would be cute for her, with blunt bangs and large face ring pieces. At first, I drew her with long hair, wanting to mimic the shape of a bug's abdomen, but then I realized that most cleaning ladies would probably want to have their hair up and pinned back, so I drew a version of her with a bun, which I ended up liking more than the original version I drew with long hair. I kept her dress and apron because they were fitting. I opted to give her more bug features with antennae and these frills on her legs and antenna. Dude, I don't know what they are called. I genuinely looked it up and saw pictures of bugs and almost threw up. I also changed up her colors, using the yellow from her pilot design but making it a little more green for her skin. I still wanted to include red, so I added a gradient on her limbs and antenna. Her dress is now a greenish blue since I thought it looked nice with the rest of the colors I had picked, and her hair is a deep, almost brownish red. going to share a teeny tiny pet peeve of mine. I don't like the red pinkish sclera a lot of Hazbin Hotel designs have. Can't help but think they just look like they're high. And I think my style isn't cartoony enough to pull it off, so I've been changing it a lot in my redesigns. I can't even lie, I'm very happy with my Nifty redesign. I can't really explain it, but I had a good time and it was one of the easier designs I did. Oh, Alastor, the butt of the fraud hotel joke, which was hilarious to witness in real time. Alastor used to be a radio show host in New Orleans who was also a serial killer until he was shot by a hunter when being mistaken for a deer in the woods. Interesting concepts, but I don't really like his design or character that much. Season 2, we get to see what Alastor looked like when he was alive, and I much prefer his hairstyle here versus that fuck-ass bob. So I changed that. Honestly, it was very hard to make an Alastor design. I've seen many artists make fantastic ones that are way better than mine with more love put into them. Despite my personal feelings, I knew I wanted my Alastor to look more old-timey due to the era he's from and to match his overall aesthetics. I also wanted to accentuate his deer features, making his antlers bigger, his ear shape more distinctive, and giving him facial markings. Originally, I wanted to make brown and black his main colors. I was so convinced that I could make the red work since I changed everyone else's colors. This caused my color choices to be a bit all over the place, so later I did a quick edit of a monochromatic brown version. I think Alastor is my least favorite out of my redesigns, but I might have hater shades obstructing my field of vision, so let me know what you think below. Vox is next. This guy is extremely unlikable, but it's on purpose, so I think he has a one-up on Alastor in that regard. He's all about tech, business, and being the strongest in hell. He's one of the 3 Vs, an overlord trio that dominates all aspects of the entertainment industry in hell. I like his colors, but everything else is eh. So here are some of the changes I made while redesigning him. I think Vox being small physically but having the biggest ego ever would be kinda funny. Plus, it sort of fits the sleazy businessman vibe. I don't know why. My brain went straight to imagining Danny DeVito and Matilda when I said that. But yeah, you get it. So I squished him down, changed his outfit a bit because that Chris Chan sweater isn't doing him any favors. I desperately wanted to change his face / since I find the original one kind of ugly. I've seen some great interpretations online. The one I personally found cool was a split screen Two-Face-esque one. I added my own flair by making his pupil look like a shark's pupil, because in case you didn't know, Vox is a pet shark and some subtle shark motifs within his original design. One thing I discovered about his design, whether it was intentional or not, but I found interesting, is that the hat on his head kind of resembles a rabbit ear TV antenna. After noticing, I wanted to make it look more intentional and elongated the antennas a bit. As I said before, his colors were fine with me, so I mostly kept them the same. I also like this redesign. I think his shape language is fun, and it was fun for me to draw because of that. The second of the 3 Vs is Velvet, and she has so much potential. She's a fashion expert, social media influencer, and supposed to be based on a doll. What kind of doll, you may ask? I actually don't think it's specified in the show. So I took creative liberties and decided she would be based on Monster High and Bratz dolls. 2 brands I grew up very familiar with, and I thought would suit her personality and style. Her body type, face shape, and the way I drew her features were based on those dolls. Another pet peeve of mine is that Velvet is supposed to be trendy, but I am not a fan of a lot of her outfits in the show. I know it's up to personal taste, but I don't think they are trendsetter worthy. It's not that serious, truthfully, but the idea of her being the only character who gets a new outfit and hairstyle every episode is cool, and should show off a cooler style in my opinion. I could have fully got carried away and designed a million different outfits, but I wanted to focus on just one for now. Despite my complaints, I like her color palette, hairstyle, and accessories. The skull earrings were cute, but I struggled to draw them, opting for a hair clip instead. Her new outfit consists of a crop jacket with fur trim and a crop top. I kept her striped pants mostly the same and gave her some black platform boots. I feel most of my changes were just minor. A lot of them were made to solidify the motif and add elements I personally enjoyed. Well, that's the crew. I'm pretty happy with how these turned out, and it was good exercise for character design practice. I have a lot of mixed feelings about Hazbin Hotel, but I've cursed myself to be trapped since watching the pilot in 2019. How has it been that long? And I do somewhat enjoy it, especially Husker Dust. I have been shipping them since day one. Y'all do not get it. To be honest, I almost didn't finish this video. Writing the script and editing the video is always the hardest part, and I've been struggling with what topics and what content I want to produce. It's scary, guys, okay? But I'm trying to have fun, I'm trying to put less pressure on myself, and just do as I please. Speaking of that, I have actually been more active on TikTok, posting animation memes and other stuff, so if you care, I'm EmpireZ0 with an underscore because somebody stole my username. Either way, thank you for watching, your support is always appreciated, and until the next one, bye Ocean Nation!